Hello everybody and welcome back to another new video here on the US map, and of course in English. And as you can see, we did solve our silage dilemma. We basically replaced our silage clamps. We now have modded ones which are a bit shorter, but they are drive-through, so no wall in the back. But we can use Courseplay as a clamp compactor now. As you can see, it is going here. I already started it, so yeah, they're trying out where they can fit with the tractor right now. And yeah, I also got this thing because we do have another big issue, and that is of course that again, oh whoops, sorry, again we do have a bit of a bit of a thing here. The theme continues, like US style implements and stuff, just not too just not too available right now in the game. And so yeah, I think for the most part we do have a pretty good setup on the farm right now in terms of vehicle selection. No really big compromises at the moment, other than the 3650 maybe, but this is a really big compromise. So there's obviously a demo machine, so it's not ours, we didn't buy that, but yeah, the tractor, the Kubota tractor, is very US tractor. It's completely US spec. You can't even get this one in Europe. So well, I did take a wrong turn now, didn't I? Yep, I did. So there's that. Let's just do a really illegal U-turn here. So there's that. So that's a good thing, but obviously the trailer, that's a bit of an issue. And I did take a wrong turn again. What am I doing? Oh boy. Do I need to... Where's the... There's it. There. I need to go over there. Right. Okay. Great. We found it. Anyways, long story short, I think for the most part, like anytime you do a bigger, like distance trucking of any goods in the US, it's mostly done with trucks. It's not really done with tractors and tippers behind them or the kind of trailers. That's just not a thing that's very common. And yeah, so obviously this is a bit wrong. And even if so, the trailers used aren't at all looking like European ones. So I selected this one, the Kaweco Radium 255. I gave it black rims and the red paint job, so it doesn't look too much like a Kaweco. I think the style of the trailer isn't too bad, like the floor that moves. I don't know how to call it in English. So it doesn't tip, but it instead moves the material out with the moving slats on the floor. I think that style of trailer is used heavily in the US, especially on actual pickup trucks. We do have a triangle in the back here. I don't know how that got there. So maybe those things are actually sold in the US. I don't know. But let's just get into the chopper real quick. Obviously this is not ours either. This is a contractor. And yeah, you just need to set it up for a quick second here, and it should run on its own, I hope. We are not doing Courseplay for this right now. I just want to do the default Giants helper and see how it gets along, and then we still can do Courseplay if we wanted to for the next field. So yeah, it already does some weird things. We're going to look away for a moment. So anyways, to make a long story short, obviously I'm not really I don't know too much about US agriculture, so I might be completely wrong about this, and it might actually be perfectly common to cart maize silage like this. But all the farm vloggers and videos and stuff I've seen, they usually use trucks, like either semi-trucks with like actual fifth wheel trailer, or just regular like trucks with sorry, need to move out of the way here. Need to move into the way again. It's a bit difficult to guess what a Giant's Helper is going to do next sometimes. For example, what's it going to do right now? I know. It's trying to clear the edge, isn't it? No, it is not. It's doing horrible things again. So yeah, maybe I'm completely wrong about this, and maybe it's just a perfectly fine, thing to do. But I think it's not really common. Also, using like the this type of attacher not really common in the US either. So I think, yeah, I mean, it's a bit unrealistic right now. But there's not really a different option. And I was going for this tractor instead of using my own, simply because of the attacher. I thought if I use attacher like this, which is very uncommon, it wouldn't be very likely that our tractor has an attacher like that. But then of course our baler already has an attacher like that, so that again doesn't make too much sense. So I could have used my own tractor for that, the one that is now clamp compacting, or the other one that's basically interchangeable. So yeah, I don't really know what the best solution in here would have been. I was looking at like FS25 mods, but I didn't really want to convert anything either. And to be honest, on ModHub I didn't really find anything that would really like where I would go, oh yeah, that's it. So yeah, not really too many great US mods on ModHub anyways. So like not really a truck with like a silage bed. I don't really know what to call it. But I think you know what I mean. Okay, no, please and thank you. Let's just get out of the way real quick. Yep, I think that's what he wants to do, so we need to close to it again, so yes. This probably should have a really weird sound, like it's broken. But anyways, yeah, long story short, this is what we use for our silage carting now, and that's probably as good as it's going to get at the moment. We need to move out of the way here for a minute there. Maybe we try Courseplay for the next field, we'll see. Really it sounds like some broken gears or something making a racket in that header. That's that's not great. So what it's going to do now? Yeah, it's going to clear an edge again, so just drive back here for a second. Yeah. Okay. I'm honestly really curious about the Courseplay clamp compactor, what it does, and obviously we do not have like a blade or anything on it. I don't know if it needs to have a blade. I don't know if it uses a blade. I don't know if it basically compacts as all the stuff out of the clamp. I know that's an issue in general, so I don't know. I'm really curious at this point. I'm actually just really looking forward to trying out those things. But yeah, the actual machines we're using, not so much fun, not so realistic, but I think we do need to make maize silage because, well, that's just the thing to do if you have a dairy farm. And so yeah, it would be even more unrealistic to not make any maize silage. So I have to get through this somehow. Yeah, otherwise seems to be just working fine. I don't know how much we have in total. This is a small field. We have a big field as well. Might have a lot to do. We'll see. Well, I honestly have no idea how this works now. What does it do? I don't really know. Stop. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, great. I have the transmission bug again. It's really working well, isn't it, today? Yep, the transmission bug is that it's only going backwards after a AI helper has been used, so yeah, I don't know. Now it's going forward, that is fine. I really don't know if I have to like specify a park position or anything like that. I think I would have to specify a park position, but the issue is I don't really know how I would specify a park position, because if I go in to the settings, and of course they're all German now, so you're really useless for some of you. Only have the end position and silo position. I don't really know. Maybe if I said this, because nothing really works right now. That's awesome. It seems to be broken. That's really awesome. Yeah, I can't click anything, so yeah, that's obviously really great. Anyways, yeah, I don't really know how to use the clamp help cosplay thingy. Let's just do this manually for now. Right. In theory, I could pull out through the trees here, but I don't think I want to do that. They're just too low. Oh. For a moment there, and then I'm going to see if I can actually like go in here again. See if I can actually like, nope, I still can't select anything here, so I don't really know what's going on. What happens if I, what does it do? Weird things, obviously. Yeah, I know. At this point, I think it might have been easier to keep the clamps with the wall in the bag and just do the compacting by myself. That's really not the best here. But yeah, let's drive in here and try again. I mean, it does a thing. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. That's also not great. Why is it going all the way? Why? What are you doing? Oh boy. Not really working out the way I planned it, honestly. Yeah, not really sure what to do about that. I mean, maybe it'll realize at some point that it's stuck, I don't know. So I'm just going to keep filling. Really not, no, I mean, no, just no. I really didn't plan it that way. Yeah, that's all. Oh boy, that's then again a thing. Always basically been a thing, like Silage, doing Maize Silage in single player or general Silage, but especially Maize Silage has always been a bit of an issue. And I really hope that in FS25 with the new AI, that will be better, and it is. I can actually use the AI on the field for the forage harvest. It works. I mean, I did it on Sri Lanka, and we had a lot of fun, or rather, I had a lot of fun because I was alone, a single player, and yeah, that's something that wasn't really possible before because you always had to do the end rows manually with like a trailer attached to the back of the forage harvester, and that's just not as realistic. And so yeah, the feeling it feels a lot more realistic now. But yeah, the clamp compacting still is a bit of an issue if you're alone, because it's just not realistic to swap places, like tip a trailer and then compacting and then fill it in. It's just the realism brain just doesn't want to have it like that. And yeah, I was really hoping that the clamp compaction helper of Courseplay would actually be a solution to that, but I'm not sure right now. I think that it probably is like a user error. I just don't know how to use it. But there aren't really any good tutorials on Courseplay of FS25 out yet. And I'm not sure how much has changed in regards to FS22. Otherwise I might want to watch FS22 tutorials. I don't know. Basically, I started watching FS25 tutorial, even one that is actually referenced in the in the description of Courseplay itself on GitHub, and I said, oh great, there's already tutorials on it, and the tutorials basically were just yeah, so you need to do that, and then it does this. Oh, why does it do that? Yeah, I think it should be the... So basically what I'm trying to say is that the guy making the tutorial wasn't really sure himself, and yeah, the tutorial didn't really teach me much. It might be really helpful for somebody who has never ever touched Courseplay at all, because it goes over the basics a bit, but for someone who's been using Courseplay really back in the day and who's actually seen it being used with some, like, once in a while on like a live stream or something like that, I do have a rough idea of how it works, how I open the menu, what the settings are and stuff like that, and a lot of it is self-explanatory, so I would need a tutorial that really explains the details, like what the actual settings actually really do, beyond what the little description says, like how they are actually implemented. Like, if you change this, that will happen. If you change that, that will happen. And yeah, that's unfortunately not really a thing on the tutorial yet. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting for some better Courseplay tutorials at the moment. Or maybe I'll figure stuff out on my own, but yeah, the clamp compaction thing really is a bit weird. I think maybe I'm doing it completely wrong. Maybe I need to still use a course. That could be possible. I mean, last time I used Courseplay, it literally was Courseplay. Like, you make a course and then it plays on it, basically. So yeah, it's really different now. It has all the auto generation courses, like does all the field cost generation on its own and stuff like that. So you don't really use recorded courses all that much anymore. But maybe for the clamp compaction, maybe I need to record a course. If I remember correctly, back in the day, if you want to use the clamp compaction, you basically had to record a course for the clamp, and you had to record a park position, you had to record a I don't know what the point was called, it's a point with an exclamation mark, action point, I don't know. Anyways, you had to record like the start of the clamp and the end of the clamp, basically drive a straight line through it, recording the course, and set a pointer starting at the end and the end. It was really clumsy, actually, basically not self-explanatory at all, because it wasn't like here's a silo start point, silo end point. You had to use different points. I think might have been a intersection point or something like that. So it really, oh, it's wants to go up and down now. Okay, I can do that. Just need to turn around here. So yeah, it was really not user friendly. It was really confusing, and basically had to watch a tutorial in order to make it work. and it's really better now. But maybe in this specific case, maybe we do need to record a course. I don't really know. So yeah, that's going to be something I might have to figure out in between recording sessions or something like that. We might use Courseplay for the next field because it's a bit of an odd shape, but other than the initial rows, the initial row around, we were never really sure if it actually wants to go backwards and cut a little bit more of the head row in order to have more room, or if it's just going to do a 90-degree. That's always a bit weird with the Giants helper. You're never really sure, as it doesn't do it all the time. But other than that, it works pretty fine. So I think we could just stick with the Giants helper, simply for simplification reasons, because I don't have to actually worry about any Courseplay settings. So, weird question. How did it end up there? It was stuck on this tree. How did it go through this tree into there? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I was fully expecting it to be stuck on the other tree, still, not on a new tree. How did it get there? What did it do? Oh boy. Well, I don't really know what to say about that. We increased the working width here, so maybe that's going to keep it away from the walls a bit. And just try again, I guess. I don't really know what to say or what to do. Let's just wait here for a moment, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's the correct silage clamp. I still can't click anything here, so yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to disable this and just manually drive it out each time. Let's just see for a moment there what it does. I don't really know if I give it a blade, does it actually like spread the silage out? I really don't know. And why does it do this? Why does it go all the way back? Not really useful at all. So let's try something different here. Yeah, our custom chopper guy, person, company, contractor, I think that's the word, did bring one of their compacting tractors along, and we're going to try that. They don't have like twins on it, so it should be better for the small clamp. Also, they have a what's it called? Why don't I? Oh boy, words. I'm really tired, to be honest. I'm really tired right now. So I might be playing a role. The blade. That's the word I was looking for. So what I'm trying to do now is basically set this one up to do the clamp compaction. I want to see if the blade actually does something, if Courseplay actually uses it. So yeah, I'm going to basically drive this on here, and then for a moment there go in here and go in there, Yep, it is this one, this one. No, I think let's do it reverse. Yeah, yeah. I think that's fine. I think I need to remove this, lower this to 3 meters. That's perfect. And then just start it. And I'm really curious now as to what it does. Does it actually use the blade? Does it lower it? What does it do? Doesn't seem to be sure what to do right now. What are you doing? You know this is not a clamp. Oh boy. What's going on? I really don't know. I could go in here and activate the debugging, so I could actually see something. Not really sure what it's trying to do. Oh, let's just stop this again and drive in here again and try again, maybe? Like, I mean, it does recognize the correct clamp and everything like that. Did it lower the blade? It just got stuck. Okay. It seems to use the blade. It did lower it. Okay, it lowers it really, really far. That might, yeah, that's not great. Oh boy. Gonna get stuck again because there's like this edge on the clamp. Okay, it made it through. It's really pushing a lot of material here. Where does it push it to? Like, please don't push it out of the clamp. Like, what are you doing? I honestly, I don't know. I mean, it might be that this feature is really broken right now. We're playing the beta version. Obviously, it's still very much in beta for FS25, so it might just be that it's really broken and not really implemented correctly for FS25 yet. I don't know. It's going to load a blade again. It's going to get stuck on that little ledge again. I mean, it pushes it all back. And it looks like it pushes it back as if there was a wall in the back, but there isn't. So I don't really know. Does it even... It pushed it all out. Does it even work with silage clamps that don't have a wall in the back? Maybe it needs a wall. That's really... doesn't seem right. Well, I think we can clearly conclude that this does not work at all. I think it might need a clamp with a wall in the back. But I can't place a wall here because it will recognize it as a collision and just get stuck. So I would have to use a clamp like this one. But this is obviously too small, so... Yeah, but this is kind of stupid now. Stop, please. You're ruining my silo. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I get for using Courseplay. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I mean, it might be a setting, but there aren't really any. Like if I go in here and go in here to the generation thing and go to the settings menu, there is no. I can't click it. Like there is no silo, um, no clamp compacting worker settings. Those are all the settings. So yeah, that's not really helpful at all. So let's just see if we by any luck can push that back in, or if I really ruined my day here now. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Oh boy, what have I done? Oh no. I mean, if the clamp was a couple of feet more long, it would be a fine clamp. Oh boy, what did we do? Did I tell you that this is a channel where we try to play realistic? Oh no. No, 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 no. I mean, we're getting it fixed. You can fix it. It does work. But it's not really. I think you just have to leave a lot here because it just doesn't really pick it up anymore. Oh no, it did. Now it picked up a little. So yeah, that's nice. Thank you. And I think I'm just going to remove the blade again and see if it compacts fine then. I don't know. Honestly, really honestly, no idea what I'm doing here. If that isn't obvious, I think it's very obvious. I think that's good enough. I don't think we're gonna get it any better. So I'm going to remove the blade here for a moment. Just put it right there for a moment. Drive this thing back into the clamp and just see what happens. I mean, one downside of using the helper is that we have these nice visible tire tracks, which in my opinion really make clamp compacting a lot more fun, because it just looks like in real life if you drive on Maize silage, you do have like those visible tire tracks, and that's just really awesome. But as soon as you start the Courseplay helper, it doesn't do the tire tracks anymore. So yeah, that's a bad thing, but yeah, I don't really know why it always drives out this far. I mean, there's no point really to that. Maybe it's just a fixed value and it's made for much bigger clamps. But it's still, even if it was a bigger clamp. Stop! Yeah, that's not what I intended. I'm really not having any luck today, do I? Maybe because I did it too backwards. Let's just see what happens. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What did I do? I mean, ultimately, what we should do is use a proper silo. Like, you know, like the nothing that exists, like one of those, right? One of those. I mean, trying to make them silos for for filling grain into them, but I mean, those are obviously like for silage. But like we don't have any here in farm sim. There is this thing which is a mod, a trigger mod, which you could add to like a thing for hay storage. I don't think that any of those make silage, but I could basically use that mod and change the XML so it spits out silage. But still, we would need a nice. I mean, this tower is pretty neat, but it's really old. Like we could maybe add it like it doesn't really look great. There are no good ones in FS25. I would have to convert something from FS22, which shouldn't be too difficult, given that the material system for the placeables didn't really change. So that might be something to look into. Yeah, I think that would be the ultimate solution for single-player silage. Not using silage clamps at all. I know that in Germany, most of those like silo towers are no longer in use. Like basically all of them. When I was a kid, and not too far back because I'm not that old, but basically late 90s, early 2000s, there were still many in use actually, but it was like the last phase of them. And I think it's kind of sad that they are phased out or have been phased out, because I think they're really cool and really good actually at making silage compared to many other methods. Not really any plastic waste, like a lot of plastic waste you have with like a clamp like this. And yeah, it just doesn't need as much personnel. But obviously the downside, the biggest downside is, first of all, you have to keep them like in good condition. They are really tall towers on your farm. You need to take care of the machinery inside, basically the auger that unloads it and stuff like that. It's obviously not a fun job to actually take care of that and to keep it serviced and operating. And obviously a very big downside is just the slow unload. Like in today's days where you have like big forage harvesters, you just have so much material coming in, and yeah, those silos, just even with like a good blower, they don't fill too quickly. So yeah, I think that's probably the major issue why they went out of fashion, at least here in Germany. I don't know about the US. I think for the most part they were also out of fashion there. I think most people use clamps these days, but I do know that in the US there are still manufacturers that produce them new. You can actually get a new silo, and I do know that I think there's like at least a few more farms using them still compared to Germany, for example. And I personally think they're great. Again, no like plastic waste, a lot less machinery effort, like all the compacting and stuff. A lot of diesel is used, a lot of big machines are used. Obviously better thing for a small farm, but yeah, given that a small farm needs a big contractor to come and harvest their maize, and they don't want the forage harvester waiting on the field because that costs money, given that it's not really a thing. So yeah, I don't know, but I think it wouldn't be too unrealistic to use those instead of the clamps, so that would be an idea. Especially given the really difficult terrain we have here, where basically this is the only area we could flatten enough to actually fit a few clamps, and realistically those are too small. I mean, the giant's cows, they don't really eat much, but realistically the amount of silage clamps we have here are too small for the amount of cows we have, or the size of farm we have. So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm wondering here if the compacting even works. Oh yeah, it does. It does. So it does actually. The tires do move material around. I was wondering if they even move material around, because it's a helper, but it seems to work. Yeah, it's not really great. Not really great, this, because I mean, this is another really big issue bug that they need to fix. As you can see, the silage is softer than the concrete, which means that the tires sink in, so there's a hole now in the concrete. Basically, you can see that here it goes down, which is obviously pretty stupid, because the silage is supposed to be on the concrete, which also means that we have a really like stupid ledge here now, because the silage sinks in more than the concrete. That's the really big downside of the new system, and really needs to be fixed. Yeah, I don't really know how to continue with this episode. It just, I mean, we could just keep going and keep trucking, and but it's not really Really realistic. I need to think about this. So, we're back. And a few things have changed. So, yeah, obviously this is a bit of a problem, because I think I talked about this before, that I like to pick a story and stick to it. When playing a safe game, I like to build a farm and equipment and stuff, and I kind of just like to start out with something that could exist like that in real life and it makes sense to exist like that, and then play on it like it would be in real life, like having upgrades to the machinery like in real life, or adding another building like in real life, but not going back on the story and changing it. But obviously this is really difficult when you start a safe game right at the beginning of a farm sim, because there are really no mods out, and especially if you start a safe game on a US map, which just yeah, would require some mods. I mean, it's not just the US map, but I think on Sri Lanka, I've already I did it in a way that I just did not buy a few implements and bought them later as mods came out and stuff like that. So, anyways, long story short, I think we should just collectively forget the first half of this video. I thought about just deleting it and not putting it into the video, but I think it's important to have it in the video. I think it has some entertainment value. Anyways, stuff like this is kind of like, I think it ruins the immersion a little bit for me, and especially for you as the viewers, if the farm just has drastic changes. Yeah, anyways, we're gonna stick with drastic changes for now, because otherwise it's not really well. I mean, I could have dealt with it. I could have done the clamp compaction off camera by myself or something like that, or just on camera, but it's boring. But I really like the idea of those things, so now we have those things. As you can see, a few things have changed here, and again, they didn't change. It's always been that way, you just didn't see it before. So yeah, we do have two of those big American silos now, and yeah, I obviously just converted them really, really terribly. Like 5-minute convert, as you can see, there is missing materials and stuff, but they do seem to work, and that's the most important part. I also added this for now, because I realized we didn't really have any manure storage other than basically within the barns themselves, and that's just not enough, so I have added this one. You can see I have parked the 3650 here, and it's powering this this blower here. Obviously that's not how this is implemented. The blowers just work by themselves, and it's not really connected, but in real life it would be. It would be powered by a tractor, so it's here and it's powering it. Obviously there's a really big issue. There's something missing here. Like in real life you wouldn't just tip a trailer into there. I mean, you could if you have one of those smaller forage wagons with like the conveyor in front. I think in the US it's usually in front. In Germany the conveyors are usually in the back, but in the US I think they're usually the conveyors in front, and like where it just moves out on a small conveyor. You could probably put it right into this directly, but usually you'd have kind of another conveyor thing, like a big part where you can tip the trailer. And basically, I mean, something that is actually quite a bit along the lines like this thing, and for a moment I thought I could maybe use that, but not really. This thing like here, that's obviously for potatoes, and it has a potato sorting thing back here, where in real life 3 different sizes of potatoes would be coming out here. In game only one, and it adds it to a box or a pallet, but basically similar system to that, where you have a big bunker where you can tip a trailer into, and then you'd have some I don't really know how to translate it, but anyways, if we go and look at this thing, basically, as you can see, you have a conveyor belt in the back, and you have those things right here. I really don't know how to, those rolls, I don't know how to translate them properly, but they basically something like that in the back, maybe 2 rolls instead of 3, or just smaller ones. That would basically be what you'd park there, where you could tip an entire trailer in it, or just like part of a trailer, and it would kind of make sure that the right amount gets into here, because if you put a lot in here at once, it probably just clogs up. So yeah, that would be one way of doing it. Another way would be, again, having one of those forage trailers that actually have a conveyor belt on them, like this one. So yeah, the next best thing would be to actually use this one here. But yeah, I think it's as far as possible from US style trailer, and so I didn't really want to use that. So yeah, we're just going to pretend that there's something here. We're going to just tip it like the model intended it, unfortunately. So yeah, anyways, long story short, let's just walk back over there. I did it in the first part of the video with the Kubota and the forage trailer, and yeah, it just didn't feel right. From everything I can see, every video I watch, every farm vlogger, everything, pretty much all of the transport that does go on road is done via trucks. So maybe I'm just watching the wrong farm vloggers. Maybe there's actually farms out there that do all their transport with tractors. But from what I can see, as long as the transport is on the same farm, like not really going over a road, like it's all off-road, it's all part of the farm, yeah, maybe tractors, but as soon as you go on road and have longer travel, it's usually trucks. So it just didn't feel right, so I think this is a lot better. It's obviously a very European trailer. I mean, the whole styling of it is very European, but I think the function of it is very similar to some trailers in the US, so yeah, we're going to use this now on the truck. We're just going to pretend that this isn't the trailer like that. That's kind of a little bit the issue here now, that we really have to, like, we have to pretend a lot, because yeah, we are just not there yet. Ideally, I would have a truck, and I talked about this in the beginning of the video, like not a fifth wheel truck, a regular truck with silage bunk on the back, silage, I don't know, silage box maybe. No idea how to translate that. That would be ideal, and yeah, that would basically be the perfect vehicle for a smaller farm. And obviously you can also haul silage with like trucks and fifth wheels, but a bit more American style chipper. So here's the thing, I'm wondering, it feels weird. I did put a mod on, and maybe that's the issue. Where we that -1, let's just see. Oh yeah, it set it back, right? There's something is going on. I don't know what. Yeah. It just changed the FOV setting, and it looked really weird. Now it's better, and I don't know what's going on. I put a mod in that allows for camera zooming, and I did it mainly for like camera zooming in game, in the menu, and I thought it was like Control or Alt, and I don't really know. I don't know. Control Y is resetting the camera. Okay. Zoom camera is left shift and Y. Oh, okay. It doesn't really stay. Okay, well, that's kind of useless. I mean, it's not useless. I can still use it to zoom on, like, if I want to show you something particular, but I thought it might allow for, like, press a key and zoom with a mouse wheel or something like that. So yeah, I don't know if that maybe does something to the camera. I have no idea, but yeah, weird things are going on. Anyways, so yeah, we're trucking. We're really trucking. Yeah, didn't fight. Anyways, yeah, I almost slipped into German there. This is usually never happens to me, actually. I mean, I think if I'm in the groove of talking English, I think in English, and it works fine. That the mistake I made right now was on my second screen I read Discord, and obviously German Discord. So yeah, for a moment there my brain got really confused. So yeah, let's just fill up this trailer, and I'm really looking forward to trucking it home with the truck. It would be amazing if we had like fields a lot farther away. I purposely didn't buy them too far away, because I think I don't even know what I thought. I thought that Generally, farms aren't that spread out in the US, but they are, because like usually you have a home farm and then you actually rent fields wherever you can get them, and that's usually like if some other farm stopped farming, their fields are for rent, and yeah, so that's kind of like how you do expand your farm. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, yeah, I forgot the thing is doing weird turns. We might try Courseplay. We might try Courseplay on the next field. I'm not sure. To be honest, this feels so odd. I mean, on the one hand, it feels realistic, but on the other hand, just driving a truck on a field, and I mean, it's a bit of a wet field. It actually, it just feels so wrong. It just feels so wrong to like a normal truck with normal wheels, just driving it. I mean, yeah, but that's how they do it in the US, and apparently it works. Apparently it works. So I really don't know if you usually have a lot drier fields, or I mean, I talked about it in the previous video that I do watch. Maybe I didn't talk about it. Maybe that was in deleted or messed up part that I couldn't cut because I messed up the video settings. Usually, or I did back in the day, like really back in the day, I did watch One Lonely Farmer. I kind of stopped watching him years ago, actually. Years ago, and the thing is, I think he never evolved. Like YouTube evolved, like quality of the videos got better, and style of videos changed, and he never did. He just he's still the same. Just I mean, a video of his now or a video of his 10 years ago, pretty much the same, really. And I think that's kind of what yeah, at some point I just got bored a bit of his like raw video style and not really edited well, or good quality video or sound or something like that. I'm not that it's a bad thing. I think it's really cool if YouTubers actually manage to stay the same, but for me personally, it just wasn't interesting anymore to watch him. Anyways, so I did watch a lot of How Farms Work for a while. I watched Millennial Farmer for a while. Both of them I don't watch anymore. I don't know that does How Farms Work even still make videos. I have a feeling that I would have, I'm subscribed to them still, and I never see a video of them. But maybe I'm not subscribed anymore. Well, I don't really know. I don't really know. Anyways, long story short, I kept watching Millennial Farmer for a while. Obviously, Worker Farms is. So I'm not watching every video of them, but I watch some videos because I mean it's just incredible. Especially from a German perspective, the huge scale of what they're doing is just insane. But also because they are like here retrofitting the old big butts with new technology, and I'm all into that, so that's pretty cool. And they're making good videos, like really high production value. Long story short, the only farm vlogger I'm really watching right now, only US-based farm vlogger I'm really watching right now is Stuffy Egg. And yeah, I really like his videos. He's basically started his own farm. His first videos a long time ago. I kind of started watching them for a bit, and then I stopped, and I started watching because he has an old class harvester. Forage harvester, and I never thought that they were ever sold in the US. Like I knew newer ones were, but I didn't know older ones, and apparently they were. And yeah, so that's kind of what made me click on the first video, and then I watched a few of them. But I kind of forgot about it, and anyways, like 2-3 years later, I clicked on the video of his again, and I thought, oh, it's kind of cool, kind of interesting what he does, and so now I'm full on watching him. I actually went back and started watching all the videos from the beginning where he started his own farm. So basically he was working on his parents' farm, and as far as I know, maybe his parents, maybe his other relatives, I don't know. Anyways, he was working on that, and was also doing some custom work on the side, and it didn't really work out with his family. like just like anywhere really, like differences in opinion and stuff like that on farming, or I don't know. I mean, in his description, his family was pretty pretty bad. Probably two sides of it. Anyways, long story short, what I actually was going for is he decided he really wanted to farm, and so he got himself his own farm. He moved to New York State, upstate New York, and basically started from scratch, more or less, with his own farm. And I just think that's really an incredible story to share and tell, and interesting to watch, and kind of see the farm grow and see his trials and fails and errors, and also his successes, and I think it's really interesting. I don't know. I know that he has kind of a, like, I think people are a bit some like him and some really don't. Like, he always has a lot of bad comments of people telling him he has no idea what he's doing and he's bad at farming, and calling him names and all kinds of that stuff. Yeah, he has a personality for sure, and maybe people can't really, but I think a lot of times in farming it's just people are really stubborn in farming, and they think their way is the only way, and if anybody does it different, then they're stupid. And I'm honestly really didn't want to talk so much, but yeah, we kind of managed to really talk a lot about it again. Anyways, long story short, I really enjoy watching him. I mean, his videos are good, well produced, and good video quality, but it's really vlog style, so it's not like drones and great camera angles and everything. It's really vlog style, but it's pretty cool, and I love his machines. I mean, he has what is it, 7520 John Deere, I think, like one of the older articulated ones, and 4640 and a 2850, and it's just, I mean that's really perfect equipment. Like that's exactly how I enjoy it. And he has old Mack trucks, and I mean, it's just really translating to the US. This is pretty much exactly like what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that the basically the style of equipment he uses is and I forgot, I did the wrong turn again. Long story short, I really need to go in here. Drive through there, and then I'll be fine. I completely lost my train of thought. Right. We were talking about basically his machinery, and I mean, translated from German, like if I was thinking of an ideal farm vlogger to watch in German, like basically like 70s, 80s, 90s equipment, and not too big, not too small. And I really messed up again, didn't I? I did. So let's just drive through here for now. But obviously we don't want to tip into those silos there. Anyways, long story short, translating that to basically a US farm, obviously the machines are all a bit bigger, but same vintage. Nice old machines, still working, fixing them, and grading them, and maybe using modern implements on it, or more modern implements than the actual machines. I don't know why I do that. Like, I was talking about completely different thing. Now we're talking about old. Anyways, long story short, I really like his machinery, and I really like seeing his machinery in action, and that's one big part why I really like his videos, but also because I just like the story and all the, like, it's raw. It's really like realistic view into farming and the struggles of starting your own farm and stuff like that, and I enjoy it. But what I actually wanted to say is that it's basically the only farm vlogger I watch right now, and obviously he's based in New York State. Since he does a lot of custom work, it's interesting because and I see an error here, like there are shadows of stuff that isn't attached there. Oh, that's great shines. He does a lot of custom work like manure hauling and silage trucking, and also has like other friends that maybe sometimes he does a farm tour of their farm on a video. So it's not just his farm. So it's kind of giving a bit of an overview in the farms in the area, over the farms in the area. So I would say just through watching his videos, I do have a bit of a understanding of how generally like the equipment looks like and how things are in general done in his specific area. But obviously that's a very, very small look into like farming all over the US. So yeah, but again, I did watch other YouTubers previously, and I mean obviously millennial farmers, very, very different style of farming, very, very different size of operation. Yeah, how farms work wasn't that big of a like operation too, I think. I'm still not sure what happened to them, if they're still making. We might have to look them up. Maybe I'm really not subscribed to them anymore. So this thing does have like why does it do that? That's more like it. Obviously should have some RPM when tipping. And again, we're really, really, really closing all our eyes right now because this is very unrealistic. Anyways, what I really wanted to say is, so my major inspiration for the safe game is obviously from what I see in Duffy X's videos. Like the kind of farming that is done in upstate New York, in terms of implements, in terms of vehicles, in terms of just general farming practice and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's kind of what I wanted to say. I'm not sure. It has been such a long time ago that I started this conversation with myself that I don't really know how it started and what I actually wanted to say. But yeah, there we are. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I kind of messed this up, didn't I? But then again, maybe you rushed me because of that. So. I have to say, it does feel a lot more realistic to me to actually drive a truck here and not just a tractor and a trailer. It just feels right. Just feels right. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I know that most of the viewers on this actual series are my regular viewers from Germany and other German-speaking countries, and I do have a few international viewers here watching this series, but I think actually very few of them are American. I think a lot of them are just other European countries. So yeah, I actually I really enjoyed to have some feedback from some proper actual Americans, but yeah, I think that's a bit difficult because I think most of you watching are not that. So long story short, anyways, let's continue trucking, and yeah, I think we made the right decision with the silage silos. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, as far as I know from watching Duffy, I think the open silos are a pit, silage pit on, and if we're just talking about silos, there's usually the towers, I think. So yeah, no, I need to get to the right side of it. And it already started. Well, there we have it again. Courseplay is being difficult, and I know the issue is me. I didn't select first waypoint, I select nearest waypoint, but I don't know why it always selects nearest waypoint by default, and yeah, I've made this mistake before, and I'm probably going to make it again. But other than that, I think it's pretty cool, the field generation. I did experiment a little bit, as you can see. In the time lapse, I did try different field generations. I think this is pretty cool to actually like follow the curvature of the field. That's something obviously the Giants helper cannot do. And yeah, I just wanted to try it out, mix it up a little, and I think that's pretty cool. So now obviously for the first row we need to kind of drive around the field, and yeah, I'm trying to maybe drive halfway behind the forest harvester. If it had a wider head on it, I would be able to drive basically entirely within its footprint, but I cannot. But I can kind of, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I intentionally bought, or not really bought, I rented this as basically a hired custom chopping crew, or well, not really a crew anymore because we only have the harvester here, but yeah, and I intentionally didn't want to have it be like really big, because it would really just be over really quickly with the entire field, and also I think not having the biggest harvester hired kind of fits more the theme of the farm. Obviously we would have more than one truck running. We can just do one truck in single player. I know with Courseplay and auto drive I can set up multiple trucks and stuff, and but I don't really want to do that, because at that point the setup time is actually longer than the time it takes to harvest such a comparatively small field, and also the realism goes down the drain real quick if you start doing more complex things with Courseplay and auto drive, because then you need to go into all kinds of tricks to make it work, and have like multiple unloading points. I have like a way to drive in and drive out without getting in the way of each other and stuff like that, and obviously that does not work with like a small farm that is really kind of cramped and tight to turn around in. So yeah, that's not really a thing that will work, so yeah, we're not going to do that. So for now we're just going to imagine that we wouldn't be the only truck driving here, but obviously we are. So yeah, still I think the decision going to a truck was the right one. So yeah, we are almost fill up here. There's a lot of silage here on this field. I kind of underestimated how much silage we actually get. But yeah, good thing we have the big silo towers now. And yeah, we'll see where this ends. But yeah, filling the clams would have been nice, because we would have actually seen what we've done and seen the product stored. But I think this way is good too, and I don't have to get out of the truck and basically compact the clamp each time I'm driving home. So let's just quickly see how will be the best way to get home. One way would be to actually go on this road, but this road is really bit steep, and also a bit like a lot of turns with the long trailer. I could go down through the town. Not really great either. I could go all the way around here. Not really great either. No great options actually. Yeah, I wish we had silage on like a different field, so we had like a bit more of a drive. But it's really difficult actually on this map to have a long drive, because it's just, I mean, our drive from here was pretty cool. So if I had silage like right there, but I still just be going here and be on a farm. So I guess I would have had to make the farm on one end and the fields on the other if I really wanted to have a longer drive. Because no matter where I have my fields, basically all the fields around this radius, it's more or less straight shot into town and then up the farm. So I really should have like fields up here. Maybe I would have a little bit of a drive at least. Well, yeah, let's just time lapse a little bit more now. So I really wanted to finish Silage in this video, but it's gone on for way too long, I think. And so we're going to cut this video at this point and continue in the next one with the rest of the field. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, goodbye.